For MC, it's only been about 7 months since I first played Doki Doki Literature Club, as of writing, and one of the things that stuck with me was the tragic end of your relationship with Sayori. The thing that ended that relationship was obviously the thing that stuck the most. Club meetings was one of the many DDLC-related things I went through in my first months, and your poem to Sayori, using all of her words, was the first thing in DDLC to make me cry. I'm glad that ordeal ended happily. The only 2 times I cried over you all were MC and Sayori related, actually. Sweet tears by your poem, bittersweet tears by One Last Memory. You got an emotional grip over me, I guess. Just wanted to note that. Reading? Well, that's kinda sweet. Sorry if I made you feel bad at any point. That was a rough period back then when I was writing that poem. I'm glad you liked it, though. I hope you guys don't worry too much about us out there. It feels weird to have other people so emotionally invested in us. I mean, I'm just some guy, you know? There's really nothing that special about me. Other than living in a simulation that everyone can look into, I guess. Suppose that's special enough. Thanks for writing, though. Love you, man. For both MC and Sayori, I don't remember how active you two are on Reddit, but there is a new subreddit dedicated to your relationship. Romantic and platonic, but it's mostly romantic. What do you think about it?
Oh yes, we've seen this!
Yeah, we go on that subreddit every once in a while. It's pretty cute, usually.
Yeah, it's super cute!
Sometimes the things posted there don't represent our actual relationship dynamic super well, but what can you do? There are a lot of different versions of me and Sayori out there.
I'm just glad you appreciate us being together. I think that's pretty special.
It is, Bun. And for Miss Ida, you might not know about it, but I have seen you in mods, as a police officer in Poems of Death, and as a school counselor in DDLC Consequences. I think I like you the most as just you. I agree, this isn't the best use of this character.
Huh, a police officer? Wouldn't have figured myself to give people a cop vibe. School counselor, sure, that's pretty close to my actual job anyway. But it's odd to think of alternate versions of myself in other thoughts, I guess is the word. And it's stranger still to think that people would create art based on my life or even my appearance. I empathize with MC when he said he was just a guy. I'm just a high school chemistry teacher. But I'm glad you like me as I am, since I intend to stay that way.
I wonder how she'd react knowing she was the older version of Monica in Pages of Life. And lastly, since I mentioned my rankings / review of your first mod up top, Monica, what did you and the club think of it? It's not the type of thing I write, but I wanted to do something for Valentine's Day. Hope you all have a fun club meeting. Ramagi.
Right, your ranking. Just to explain briefly, Ramagi's ranked my Doki Doki Ship Club ships as I built them. Not ranking how much he likes the ship, but how much he likes the writing. I'm just gonna indulge myself and explain the ranking to you. In last place, he has me and Sayori. I agree that this one was kinda disappointing. Not sure I'd rank it dead last, but yeah, it didn't come out the way I'd hoped. I really love Sayori. It was hard to portray how important she is to me in the context of a fictional romantic relationship. But I did the best I could. In 9th place is MC and Natsuki. I may have been a little mean to Natsuki in this one. She's fairly, questionable in that ship. I'm a questionable person, though. He can be sometimes. I thought they'd just be a cute, heavily flirtatious couple. I saw your ranking, by the way, Ramaki. Mortal Kombat is awesome. Do not diss it! Moving on. In 8th place was me and Natsuki. Honestly, I thought this one was the worst. Although maybe it's because I consider this a very cursed ship indeed. Facts! Me and Monica would never get together! Honestly, I had trouble even thinking of a fictional version of the relationship. Anyway, in 7th is Yuri and MC. I kinda liked this one myself. I thought they would both help each other grow as people in different ways as you note. And that point came across pretty clearly. At this point, I'm not going to call it 6th, but here you have ranked the Venom Monica x Monica ship. Which honestly I just throw it as a silly joke. I didn't expect it to even merit a ranking. She really is into recursion though, guys. It's weird. Shush. In actual sense, this Sayori and Natsuki. This was just a lot of fun to write. This one would be adorable. And hopefully I wrote it as adorable as I thought it would be. Adorable and kind of sickening. In only 5th place, surprisingly enough, is MC and Sayori. One of our dream come true ships. It was hard to fictionalize this one since I had been watching them flirt every day anyway. Maybe it's not as exciting since it's just an ordinary MC Sayori thing. But it made me happy. I really wanted them to get together. Speaking of real road ships, in 4th place you have Natsuki and Yuri. I put a lot of effort into this one. For probably obvious reasons. Just out of curiosity, have you guys done anything like what I showed in this? We did walk around the mall a few months ago. It will be a cold day in hell before Yuri makes me walk to the top of a hill, though. I don't care how good the view is. Someday, beloved. Cute. And third is me and Yuri. Not going to lie, I kind of shamelessly ripped off the dynamic of a real world couple for this one. Like your real world. I won't tell him. But I thought they were pretty similar to how Yuri and I would be. In second place, you have Sayori and Yuri. This was kind of a serious one. We both have to help each other through some mental difficulties. I'm glad you appreciated the scene with Sayori and MC in there. In all the ships with MC and Sayori, it was important to me to show that they would still be best friends even if they were with someone else romantically. Glad you liked this one. And then your top one, interestingly, is me and MC. I didn't really think that hard about this one. Honestly, I may have been unkind to MC. He studies hard and gets good grades. I don't think he very often gets C's.
Sometimes. Not a single one our last semester of high school, though.
Anyway, I just tried to make it as cute as possible. Hopefully I didn't make Sayori too jealous of it. He's mine now! He sure is. Thanks for the email, Romaki. Keep up the great work.
Next! To Sayori and MC. What did you think of the Jurassic World Dominion trailer, if you saw it, and how did you feel about the return of the original cast and dinosaurs with feathers? To Yuri, do you think that the trailer for Doctor Strange in the Multiverse of Madness might look like something from one of your horror novels? To Monica, how do you feel that there is a collectible figure of your character? To Natsuki, which club member is the most fun to be with?
Another multi-part question. Sayori and MC first. I've seen the actual movie at this point. And it was fine, I liked it.
Yeah, they really laid on the nostalgia factor for this one, I guess. I don't know, it was okay. Like, at this point, I think the whole Jurassic Park franchise has really been run into the ground by overuse. There are only so many contrived people next to dinosaurs plots you can do, you know? But it was fun as far as it went, so long as you don't think too much.
I don't really watch too many films, especially not superhero films. I have sort of seen the aesthetic of the films you mentioned, though. And perhaps... It's hard to say, really. Horror can be many, many different things. It can be some elaborate magical fantasy thing, and it can also be something simple and mundane. It is not so much about the setting and the world as it is about what it makes you feel. If that makes sense. I'm next. I think it's great. You mean the Nentoride figure, right? I think it's super cute. The accessories are pretty fun, too. Anyway, I obviously can't get one, but I hope you guys enjoy them if you get one. Oh boy. Well, this question is a little tough. I can tell you who the least fun one to be around is, and that's Monica. No offense. Not taken. I know why you're saying it. MC and I, we like a lot of the same stuff, so we have a lot to talk about. And Sayori is, well, she's Sayori. I mean, who wouldn't have fun around Sayori? But Yuri is the most fun. She's just, I don't even know how to describe it. Just sitting with Yuri and doing nothing is fun somehow. So I'd have to say she's the most fun. And with that, next!
Hi! Before I start, I wanted to share that it's February 23rd, midnight local time, and I'm so excited to see the club again. Finally something to look forward to regularly. I have some questions for our resident gamer girl, memerist, Natsuki. I think we share a lot of common interests. 1. Who did you marry in Stardew Valley? 2. Who is your favorite Animal Crossing villager? 3. You mentioned before that you like K-pop. Do you have a favorite K-pop artist? And lastly, the question for the group. How is everyone feeling today based on the Tofu-chan, a motivational speaker Shibe, mood board I attached to this email? Love you guys so much. Have a great day. Thanks.
Oh, more for me, I see. I married Abigail in Stardew. Yeah, get your comments out of the way now. She is somewhat similar, beloved. Yeah, I guess. But you're more like a cross between Abigail and Emily. Which one is Emily? The one with blue hair who likes crystals and stuff. Ah, yes. I suppose that is also somewhat similar. Also into Sebastian, though. He's cute. If you don't date either of them, don't Sebastian and Abigail date? No, I don't date. But it's heavily implied that they like each other. They do kind of have the same vibe. Now let's see, who's my favorite Animal Crossing villager, huh? I think I have to go with Renee. She's awesome, so friendly and supportive. And she's really helpful and educational, too. I dig her vibe. My favorite K-pop group is Golden Child. They've had it kind of rough, a couple of members have left. But overall, I think they're awesome. They're just really addictive. Along with a lot of K-pop. see. For the last part, take a look at this image, everyone. Sorry, I can't show you guys watching, copyright and all. That's right, I am feeling chonk.
Nature.
Cheek. Cheek!
Chonk.
Nature.
And there you have it. Totally incomprehensible to those of you playing or watching at home, but hopefully you get the gist of it.
I do not.
Next! Wow, that was a fancy one. You gotta hashtag mix it up, Monica.
Hi, club members. We noticed that during Season 2, Monica never got to talk in depth about the yellow wallpaper due to rising conflict at the time. I remember having an enjoyable time with the story, and between the 2 episodes that mention it, I was wondering if you could all share whatever thoughts you remember having on it. I just found it a bit unfair to Monica, for Monica, that she never got to indulge into her activity much with the club. I have no recollection of what that is. Also, this is a question that exclusively works in the live answering session, as the email reply makes this task utterly trivial. But could some of the club members, at least the current acting president and another member, try saying my name, Andre, accent and all? I noticed the DDLC engine doesn't allow me to enter my name with an accent, and I'm curious to see how it affects all of you within the game, or if it even does. Thank you, Andre.
Oh, right, we never did get into the yellow wallpaper, did we?
What?
It was just before your time. In case you've never read the yellow wallpaper, which is probably the case, this Victorian-era woman gives birth and has a bout of what is probably postpartum depression afterward. So her husband gives her a rest cure, which involves locking her in a room with a bed for days and days on end. And she has nothing to do but contemplate the peeling yellow wallpaper in her room. And, long story short, as days and days of this go by, and as she cannot leave her room, she feels hopelessly trapped and goes quite bad. That's why I felt bad at Monica when I was so angry that week. I saw it as her being self-indulgent. I don't feel that anyway, I don't feel that way anymore, though. I know. But yes, you see why the story appeals to me.
And me, I was compelled by the way the author lingers shivering in the horror of the very mundane. The husband is trying to be helpful, but in his profound ignorance and distant superiority, he inflicts unthinkable trauma. And the way it's portrayed, she spends these long sessions staring into the wallpaper, hallucinating things there. I don't want to spoil it too much. You should read it.
Man, I can't agree, though. That book was boring as hell. At least it was pretty short. I mean, this woman stares at wallpaper and goes crazy. The end. Boring!
The whole point is that she is bored.
I do not see why I should have to share her boredom. Oh, this is not a generic couple fight. We never see these anymore.
No fight, no fight. She's just deliberately provoking me to build romantic tension.
I am not!
So, MC, what did you think of the book?
Oh, I thought it was good. It was actually kind of depressing to realize that this was a real thing that used to happen to women. Like, women were treated like that, or a lot worse, for thousands of years. That was the most depressing part for me. I've never really thought too deeply about that kind of historically depressing feminism before. So I guess it was good for me in that way.
As to that second bit, or with the accent, sadly, Renplay doesn't render a lot of special characters. And that includes accent grape and accent ugly. And so, sadly, our French must remain imperfect, as was your name, Andre.
I know it supports some special characters. It kind of depends on the font more than anything, but whatever.
But if it makes you feel any better, we can't write our names properly either. We live in Japan and this system doesn't even do Japanese. Thank you very much for your email, though. I'm glad we ended up getting to talk about the yellow wallpaper a little. Ready now, Natsuki? Next!
First poem, alone. Just me in a dark spot. No one near me. No one watching me. A flash of bright light fills the room. I see a tiny hole in the wall. Suddenly, a mouse comes out. He gets close to me and stops moving. Is the mouse waiting for me to touch his small body? Without thinking, it touched the mouse. After that, the mouse starts shaking like crazy. The bright light changes of color, and good moments wait for me every day. Okay.
Oh, I remember. So this person just asked us to critique 3 poems of theirs. Well, give us a bit of time to read this. This is the first one. This is an interesting one. The metaphor, if it is one, is difficult to access. Your world enlivened by a new friend, perhaps.
Not too much meter or structure here, no rhyming. They do use line breaks in a pretty interesting way. There's that long pause before the everyday. But yeah, hard to tell what it means.
It is an interesting visual. Enormous and milieu. Then the light, than the mouse. And then when you touch the mouse, a sudden change of color. But I too cannot think of what it may mean.
Well, let's see the next one.
Second poem. Every day. Every day feels the same. The same things happen over and over. But at the same time, it feels like every day is special. I don't know why. Maybe it's because every day when I get out of bed in the morning, I feel different. But it doesn't matter how it feels. Because at the end of the day, everything is the same. But I don't want every day to feel the same.
The second of 3. Don't forget you can right-click to hide our dialog box.
I sure can. So...
Oh, it sort of takes up where the last one left off, but the everyday part. Maybe it's meant to be read as, like, a trilogy. Still can't figure out what it's actually about, though.
Yeah, I wish the author were here to talk with us about it.
Oh, you guys get nothing from us. I find it pretty relatable. Or at least, I kind of want to see how this feeling resolves in the third one. Well, let's see it then.
Third poem. I can't keep this up anymore. It feels like my head is going to explode in any second. There isn't much time left for the winds to drag me. Every day feels more dark. Or perhaps darker. The light isn't shining anymore, and the mouse doesn't move. His body is full of ants. Ew. The good moments don't exist anymore. They are a part of this past now. I'm here alone, waiting for the unexpected thing to happen. I hope all of you read the 3 poems, but for now, sayonara.